Germany today. We're in a little town called Liedberg. The reason we came to Liedberg is because they had a castle, but unfortunately the castle is closed due to renovation. But there is a tower in the center of the town, and you can actually go to the top of the tower for 50 euro cents. And it's pretty cool because what they did is they gutted the tower, they gutted all the wood portions, and they replaced it with steel platforms and steel spiral staircases. So you can walk up, and I think it's about 6 platforms high. So it's interesting because you kind of walk up half of a spiral staircase, and then there's a platform, and then another half, and another platform. So it's fairly easy to walk for young and old people because there's these resting platforms.
Were there windows at each of those?
There was. Not on every single platform, but on most of the platforms there are windows. But what's interesting is some of the windows or the openings were actually long enough to fit on 2 platforms. Yeah. And you could actually see at the top 360-degree view of Liedberg.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. For 50 euro cents, it's well worth it. And I think this is a place to stop if you're in the neighborhood, you see it on the map. I'd swing by and maybe spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes here. I think it'd be worth it. A
little walk through town, cobbled lanes, wood frame buildings, green shutters, really picturesque.
It is a nice little town, and there's free parking in the city, although there's not a lot of parking. And then just outside the city, there's a larger parking spot.
Near a hiking trail up into the woods, the forested area on the hill, there's free parking there. Yeah,
so this is a great little town. Like I said, if you're nearby, I definitely recommend spending about a half hour here. And we enjoyed our little stay in Liedberg. All right, we're off to the next destination.
Okay, let's go.
All right. We're still in Germany, and we just got finished touring Schloss Dyck. And Schloss Dyck, that's actually Castle Dyck in English, and that's D-Y-C-K. And I was really amazed on the security, on how much security there was. There was a moat, then a gate, then another moat, then another gate, and then another moat, and then the keep. So there was multiple layers of defensive mechanisms throughout there just to get to the keep, and that was fairly impressive.
Yeah, it was quite an impressive sight. And walking through to get from each one of those stages, you walk through flowers and a beautiful English garden. There's an orangerie for greenhouse growing of citrus plants and other things that the princes would have had growing in the winter months. Beautiful grounds.
Yeah, the grounds are quite extensive. I was amazed by that. And then as you got into the keep, you could tour the keep area, and there was an upper and lower level. There was just 2 levels you could tour. And when you toured that, there was not a lot of furnishing in there, but there was a fairly decent flooring, decent wall coverings. There was one room where I actually had leather wall coverings. Well, one was silk.
One with the Chinese silk wallpapering. The ceilings were painted.
But it was a wood painted ceiling in one area. Then the other areas had like inlay. There was one Murano chandelier, or what would appear to be a glass
appeared
chandelier.
To be Murano glass chandelier. Really elegant surroundings inside.
But all in all, compared to other castles, it was kind of Spartan-esque. It was minimized. So
but this one was owned privately by the family until the 1990s, when it was turned over to the state and is now run by a foundation to open it to the public for a fee, of course. But
yeah, and that's the thing, is the fee is quite high. It was €9 a piece to get in. And when I look at that and compare it to, let's say, other castles, when I look at, let's say, Versailles. Now, of course, Versailles is a palace, but you know, it's not quite up to that level, and the fee is almost as much as it is to get into Versailles. It's a little bit cheaper than Versailles, but not a lot cheaper, and not compared to what you get. So the value isn't quite there as it is in other places. One of the things I'd recommend, you know, if you're a business person and you're near Dusseldorf and you're looking for something to do, let's say on the weekend or an evening, this would probably be something to see. This would be something different.
A nice day trip by car?
Yeah. Or if you're a family and it's a nice day, and nice I mean not too cold or not too hot, you know, some weather where the kids are comfortable in, and you want to spend a day here on the grounds, walking through the gardens, walking through the wooded areas. But if you're looking for a spectacular castle, I wouldn't say that this was spectacular. It was nice, and we certainly enjoyed our time, but I wouldn't come here out of your way looking for this place. This would be a place, if you're in the area, stop by and see it. But if you're, let's say, on a budget, I wouldn't recommend coming here.
They did have a nice art exhibit in the courtyard. Some Chinese art, and I'm not sure exactly who the second artist was, but some beautiful paintings in the old buildings of the courtyard.
Yeah,
which was
there were stables. There were actually horse stables.
Stables.
Yes. So it was the horse stables converted into the art museum. And also in one of those stables, you actually have a glass floor that shows you the layout of the whole area. So you actually get to see, you know, the whole facility. And like I said, it is a large facility, but it's nowhere nearly as large as Versailles. And like I said, you know, for the price, it's, I think, a little bit high on the high end.
But it's still nice to see.
It was. It was still a good trip. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching our video, and remember, you can always find more information at www.mikestravelguide.com.
We're Mike and Gayla, taking you across Europe, one road trip at a time.
Don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube.